The sun blazed overhead, reflecting off the endless blue sea, a perfect day for something unforgettable. Before me, a massive limestone cliff arched out over the water, an overhanging beast daring me to climb. From the boat, I measured the distance, nearly 90 feet from the churning sea to the top. This wasn't about summiting, it was a conversation, me, the rock, and the void below. Deep water soloing, no ropes, no harness, no gear, just you, the rock, and the ocean as your only safety net. Every move is final. Every mistake means a long fall into the sea. That's the beauty. Risk strips everything down to its purest form. I took a deep breath, the salty air sharp in my lungs, the waves crashed below, a steady drumbeat. I traced my intended line, faint cracks and ledges winding up the overhang. The challenge was clear, hard, but possible. Fear hummed quietly, but I didn't fight it. I used it to focus. The boat nudged closer. I chalked my hands, a final ritual. One last look up, the ancient rock waiting, patient. For a few minutes, we'd be locked in a dance. Gravity would try to lead. My job was not to let it. I was just a visitor on this ancient stage. The next few minutes would be a test of skill, nerve, and freedom. I was ready to begin. The world narrowed to the rock, the water, and me. The climb was about to start. I swung from the boat, bare feet finding the sun-warmed rock. The first moves are always a test, leaving the safety of the horizontal world for the vertical unknown. My fingers curled around a solid edge. I pulled up, body settling into the rhythm. The boat drifted away. No turning back. The world shrank to the rock in front of me. My friends' voices faded. All I heard was my own breathing. The holds were good at the start. Big, positive, welcoming. I moved steadily. Left hand, right foot, right hand, left foot. A vertical dance. Efficiency mattered. Every ounce of strength saved now would be needed later. 10 feet up, I paused and looked down. The water was beautiful, not yet scary. Exposure is part of the process. You accept the space below as part of the climb, not a threat. The rock changed. Holds grew smaller, less obvious. I slowed, searching for tiny cracks and bumps. The mental game began, a puzzle to solve, one move at a time. You can't think about the top or the drop below. Only the next hold matters. It's meditation in motion. The outside world disappeared. All that existed was the climb. I pressed on, fully present. Climbing is a language spoken with your body. The rock tells a story, every texture, fissure, and angle a word. My fingers, raw and sensitive, became my eyes and ears. I trusted the tactile information, instincts built over years. The wall was a tapestry, sharp crimps, sloping ledges, each demanding a different approach. I adapted, powerful pulls, delicate shifts, constant adjustment. You can't force the rock, you find the path it offers. Sometimes it's a whisper, a barely there edge. As I climbed higher, the rock leaned away. The overhang began. Movement changed. Up and out. Not just up. Gravity pulled harder. My core engaged, muscles straining. Each move required more strength, more commitment. The climb became a series of small problems, solved one at a time. The present moment was all that mattered. The world tilted as I moved into the overhang. The ground vanished. Only deep water lay below. The cliff face became a ceiling. I was climbing horizontally as much as vertically. Gravity was relentless, trying to rip me from the rock. My arms burned, the holds smaller and farther apart. Each move was a battle. Spot a hold. Calculate. Commit. Hesitation wasn't an option. I'd lock my core, swing, and launch for the next hold. My world shrank to me. The next handhold, the next foothold. The vast sea and sky blurred away. Focus had to be absolute, a pinpoint in a sea of adrenaline. This was the flow state, thought and action as one. With every foot, exposure grew. I was far from the vertical wall. If I let go, I'd fall out into empty space. Alone, self-reliant, I pushed the boundaries of what was possible. I reached a tiny ledge, barely enough for my toes. 45 feet up, plastered to the overhang. I tried to rest. Stopping gave my mind time to question. Why are you here? Can you make the next move? I looked down. The boat a toy. People tiny specks. The height was real. A pressure in my chest. Climbing down was impossible. Fatigue made it too risky. The only way was up and out. The path ahead was steeper, holds sparser. This was the choice: give in to fear and fall, or dig deeper. I found a new well of strength, told myself I could do it. I visualized the next moves, created a mental blueprint. Then I moved, pushed off the ledge, committed. The pump in my arms returned instantly. The rock felt more hostile, the angle more severe. My feet dangled, searching for any purchase. It was pure power climbing, each move a desperate pull. The easy rhythm of the lower wall was gone. I arrived at the crux, the hardest part. Tiny, sharp holds, huge gaps between them. A dino was required, a leap of faith, no second chances. My arms screamed, my mind raced, doubt crept in. The pain was excruciating. A voice urged me to let go, but a deeper voice reminded me of all the training, all the hours preparing for this. I blocked out the pain, focused on the target hold, a small edge 4 feet away. I coiled my body, took a deep breath. My fingers slipped. It was now or never. I trusted my strength, my aim, my preparation. I launched, flying, airborne, the world in slow motion. My hand reached, fingers slapped the rock. For a moment, I wasn't sure I'd hold on. My body swung out, a pendulum over the void. But my grip held. Relief flooded me, more powerful than the fear before. I had passed the crux. The hardest part was behind me. I could breathe again. The summit was within reach. After the crux, the climbing felt easier, though it wasn't. The psychological victory gave me new energy. My movements grew confident, fluid. I was just a few moves from my goal, not the top, but a deep jug-like hold near the lip. My fingers wrapped around it, solid, secure, like shaking hands with an old friend. I hung by one arm, letting the pump subside. I looked down, nearly 90 feet above the water. The world spread out below. Calm washed over me. Everything made sense. This is why I climb, not to conquer the rock, but to conquer myself. The effort and risk are the price for this feeling of clarity and presence. I could have climbed over the top, but that wasn't the point. The journey up the overhang was the story. This hold was my destination. The real ending was something else, the fall. To complete the circle, to turn all the effort into a single, glorious release. The choice was clear. I was ready to let go. The climb was complete. The decision was made. I hung from the jug, body relaxed, breathing steady. I looked out at the horizon, sea and sky, a perfect line. Time to return to the water. This wasn't a fall, it was a choice, the final act. Letting go of the rock, the effort, the tension. Surrendering to gravity, but on my terms. I planned my entry, feet first, arms by my sides. The climb up is only half, the fall is the other. One last breath, one last look down. No fear, just anticipation. I opened my hand. For a split second I was weightless. Then gravity took over. I was falling. The wind roared past, the cliff a blur. No fear, only freedom. The struggle was over. All that remained was the exhilarating descent. The world rushed up to meet me. I felt completely, utterly alive. The impact was a shock. Warm air replaced by the cold sea. The roar of wind silenced, replaced by a muffled rush of bubbles. I plunged deep, momentum carrying me far below the surface. For a moment, there was only pressure and peace. The adrenaline faded, replaced by calm. Sunlight filtered down, shimmering in the deep water. I hung there, suspended between surface and depths. The climb felt like a dream. Only this cool, silent world was real. Slowly, I kicked toward the light. I broke the surface, gasping salty air, sun warm on my face. The boat was near, friends cheering, exhausted, aching, but filled with peace and accomplishment. I had turned risk and fear into a single, bold moment of freedom.